Welcome. We are here for the ESL Pro Tour weekly number 9 for the North Americas. Americas is very important. Keep specific. Of course, covers a wide range of stuff. Although anybody can play, you're just required to play on a US server. In the bottom right, we have the red Terran player, one of America's finest. And I think if you are a fan of NA StarCraft, you definitely hope to see more and more of this young whippersnapper, even though he is a Terran player. He is Future. He faces off against the blue Protoss in the Northwest, who is also a phenomenal North American StarCraft player. I tell you what, man, this guy has clapped my cheeks more times than I am even capable of trying to get across to you. He is Disc. Now, obviously, disc can mean a lot of things. Could be like a compact disc. Could be a floppy disk. Could be a destructo disk. Could be a discus. Not sure how many other types of discs there are, honestly. Does a pancake qualify as a disc? If the pancake is burnt enough to not flop around, is it then a disc? These are the questions that haunt my mind, you know? Because a lot of people think about a disc as being circular. But I'll be honest with you, I do think... Well, if you had a compact disc and then you cut it up and change the shape of it, is it still a disc? You know, like these are tough questions to answer, ladies and gentlemen. But that's why we're here. That's why I'm here, to help you find those answers and also get through your Sunday afternoon without too much shenanigans, as it were. The SCV chasing the probe all the way home, while the other SCV is here. So just trying to keep an eye. Why would you follow that probe like that, Nathan? The big reason is you just don't want to get proxied. Oftentimes, when someone's going to proxy you, it's that first initial probe scout that tries to be annoying. Now, I think the probe was probably trying to be too annoying for it to have been a proxy, because usually they don't stick around your natural that much, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It does not really matter. Mr. Reaper's looking for stuff. If your Reaper gets hit twice, then the Adept Shade is guaranteed to be able to kill your Reaper, so you need to be very careful about how much you poke. And it is a Stargate for Disc up top. Disc is, he's one of those guys that in my games against him, obviously I'm a player who likes, you know, Cyclones and stuff. But even when I play Bio sometimes, he's not afraid to go for air against Terran. And that definitely makes him a bit of a prickly opponent. Look at that micro to pull that Mule off so he doesn't lose resources for no reason. Fantastic. Fantastic. Don't forget to cancel your chrono boost at the final second. Keepo. So I presumably going to be an Oracle, because that's just what makes sense. Oracle, very standard. If you control it well, you shouldn't be able to get hit by a mine. Although Future, he's not going to take any chances. You will kind of want to put those Widow Mines into somewhat random locations. Even if he tried to suicide the Reaper in, there's a 0% chance he gets in because there are 3 Adepts. However, if he were to see that there are 3 Adepts, I would say this much. From a Terran player perspective, 3 Adepts has to be Stargate. Like if it's 3 Adepts, it has to be Stargate opening. Although, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter because Future's about to see the Oracle. Boom, boom. And he's going to try and microwave. I love that. This is actually really smart, because you just burned a lot of the Oracle's energy there, which is fantastic. And you know about the Oracle as well. So we've got 4 Marines in the natural. It's going to pull the Widow Mine back over to the main. Still has a few of them randomly spread out. And it looks like the Medevac's going to be a decoy, but this is a pretty significant number. He's got 6 Adepts pushing across. And the Marines are not in the bunker because they're waiting for the Oracle. Oh my God, big brain. Big brain by Disc. He's got a floppy pancake in his hands. Your Marines are out of position. Okay, so this is annoying because the SCV building the engineering base in the natural too. He does have a wall off for the main, but this is just not a fun place to be, right? He didn't want to build a tank right here. This is absolutely not what he wanted to do, but he kind of has to because he's a little bit stuck. Bio can't deal with this right now. He doesn't have what he needs to actually deal with that. Especially since if he pulled the Marines and SCVs, these 2 Oracles would kill everything. So I think Future's in a bit of a bind. Those Widow Mines did not make miracle connections, and that is 99% of what you're hoping for in this matchup, in this situation. He is getting stim. But the Adepts get a few kills onto those Marines. And if you're Disc right here, you're very happy. I mean, take your third base is probably your #1 priority. The Widow Mine drop is definitely a threat, but we have a Phoenix coming out. He has a pylon on the edge of the natural to kind of spot there. And really delaying the economy of that natural for this long is fantastic. And there you go. He's going to shade back in, get some more SCV hits. There is a tank, El Tanco de Sijo, but just pull yourself up a little bit. Just dust yourself off and try again. Try again. Yeah, so he's killed 6 SCVs. He's up 20 workers. Now we get 12 probes blown up by those mines. That actually helps a lot. So he's only up about 4 probes now. It's pretty much entirely what a lot of bio openers for Terran versus Protoss rely on. Like 99% of it is just, please God, the mines need to get damage done. And thank God for him, they did. Otherwise, I think he was pretty SOL. Not that this is still a great position for future, because he doesn't have that 3rd command center yet, which means he's going to be pretty committed to whatever he tries to do next. Although, Disc is still ready to try and go out on the map. He's like, I'm not letting you get away with anything here, bud. I got a 3rd Nexus coming up. He's going to be able to build a ton of probes if he needs to. So he's not really concerned in that department. Stim is almost done, though. Stim is almost done. We do have a reactored starport, so he can get medevacs. Disc with a K is a hard drive. No. Yeah, but you know, I mean, honestly, people change random letters of stuff all the time. All right. I think you're allowed to make that stretch. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't hate it. Hallucinated Phoenix dies. There is an observer here for Disc, though. He sees. He knows what's up. That bunker is getting salvaged, so he should be very aware that there's a push coming. It's time to stop building those probes. He's building 3 at a time, so he's already up to 57 workers. Ahead 20 workers is the Protoss player here. He stims 1 Marine forward, looking to see what is out there in the darkness. But Disc, he's doing exactly what he should do. Just start focusing only on warping in units. Maybe drop a chrono or 2 on the gateways. He's got a Colossus coming out. That's what he's chronoing. And this is so many Marines. Oh, yeah, he brought the SCVs, too. So Future is just going to put all of his eggs in the basket right here and try to win the game off this push. He's even going to set up bunkers. Bold move. 3rd siege tank is here. Combat shields is done. First bunker going to get shaved off, trying to force field out. The SCVs are trapped on the other side of the medevacs, unfortunately. That Big Daddy Colossus, though, with 4 shield batteries, it's going to be really hard to break this. You have to keep in mind that Future doesn't have any real follow-up to this. He pulled all of his SCVs from the natural. So he's got about a 1 base economy trying to feed this. But there's so many force fields, too. As these tanks step forward, it's going to get harder and harder. Brings up the rest of those. Hallucinates an Archon, and that actually soaks most of the damage. Tank does focus down the Colossus, though. Future doing everything he possibly can. This is a lot of Marines. They have +1 attack. He's gone up to the shield batteries now. Disc may have pushed a little bit too far forward there. Colossus range was not ready, which made it very easy for the tanks to pick them off. He does salvage the bunkers. That does worry me. The medevacs are out of energy, so these Marines, we've got the Skittles army over here, very low on hit points. That Colossus with the attack upgrade is going to do very well there. So tanks got to focus the Colossus. Probes being pulled off the line. He does get the Colossus. The Marines have cleared through, and it looks like Future, with his desperate play, may have been able to do it. More Stalkers are going to come out. Down to 24 probes is Disc. He does have another Colossus that's going to finish, but there are siege tanks and now Vikings on the field. I'm not going to lie. I was not particularly impressed by the move out that I saw from Future, but his control and focus fire was great. Are you looking for probes? You already killed them all, bro. It's all good, dog. They're all dead. So he's got the siege tanks coming over now. There's the Colossus. Great focus fire onto the Colossus. It is dead. The Viking is going to land, but there's not really that much here for Future. The army has been cleaned up, and another wave is going to make its way across. He picked up the Viking with the medevac. 3 probes being built at a time. Once more for Disc. Hell of a game we've got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Hell of a game. I mean, there are no more Colossi, so I think you land all the Vikings. You got to just try to push with everything. Disc does have the observer here. He's watching over the army. He knows. And Future cannot afford to scan. He's got to drop as many mules as humanly possible. He's actually gone back into building SCVs. But the biggest problem remains that Disc actually has tons of stuff set up to just rebuild his economy because he's also got the third Nexus. That gives him a bunch of extra energy for Chrono Boost. It gives him energy for his recall if he needs to pull units back. Not that he's moving out on the map or anything. You know, I'm just trying to go through the phases right here of what his options are. Now we're going to have a drop move over towards the natural expansion. 8 Marines unload. Now keep in mind, these bad boys do have +1 attack. Disc also has +1 attack. But I feel like the attack upgrades, usually more important for Terran in these types of situations. Protoss likes armor upgrades because, you know, Terran units attack really fast at low damage. So when you're playing Colossus Stalker, though, you don't really go for armor. So that's one of the reasons why Disc would go for attack. Does get the Observer there. Very nicely done. Another Colossus is about to pop, though. And that means all those Vikings are going to have to lift up. He scans. Don't show the Colossus Disc. Don't show it. Don't show it. All right, he's going to try and siege on the east side of the third. These tanks are not really in range. Even that one can't hit. I don't even think a probe on the left side of that patch. Disc wants to move out. That choke point, a little bit brutal. He's got the shield batteries, though. He's pulling the Colossus back to and fro from the batteries. This is one of those scenarios where charge would help so much. But he has cleared out 2 of the siege tanks, which is very important so that those stalkers can get the Vikings. Hell of a game going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow Future is ahead on workers now. He's been very good about reproducing those since the initial phase. Now, without a Twilight Council, these stalkers really can't do a whole lot. He's going to try and siege up. Oof. That actually was not as juicy of a tank shot as I thought it might be. I think you need to drop a force field and pull the stalkers. Okay. Oh my God. This game's actually pretty freaking sick. Lack of Twilight Council really hurts. Charge or blink would be so nice, but the economy is so low, he just can't afford to make that switch. He's going to try and go for a 4 medevac drop in the main base. Oh my God, Disc. Scotty doesn't know. Uh-oh. They're okay. This might actually be a game-winning play from Future. He's got 2 siege tanks inside the main. He's made it onto the production. Now, he hasn't hit the tech, but the robotics base not too far away. And the mineral line, despite not really being saturated here, he still really can't afford to lose too much more. All right, yeah, just land those Vikings in the natural. He's going to reposition everything to the third base with the next wave. 3 tanks on the third. And beautiful tactical play here from Future. This Colossus walking right up into the Vikings, takes out the power for the batteries before he even kills the Nexus. Eye on the prize, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a 2-base Terran versus 2-base Protoss. Some words echo through my mind. Luca. Was that Todd? Anyway, he's going to try and push into this tank siege up with the Viking support. And GG will be called because Future has done it, ladies and gentlemen. Hot damn. I actually did not think the Future was going to be able to win that game. That was actually really sick. That was sick, man. That was dirty. All right, we're going to get into that next game as soon as possible. I'm just going to record this upload as one big thing. I'm just going to try that out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. to get into game number 2 of Future versus Disc. Currently leading the series 1-0 in the southwest of Zen. He is Future. Yeah, Squidward. And in the top right, we have the blue Protoss player. He is Disca. That was a cool game. Start off this series. It's a good one. It's a fantastic game. Can't lie. Definitely enjoyed the way that we were able to start things off today. Like we said, usually got to get through the first round or two of these tournaments. This is for the ESL Pro Tour NA weekly number 99. Well, not literally 99, but like 9 and 9 again, right? Because it's number 9. Anyway, you guys, I'm pretty sure you all understand exactly what I'm talking about. This is Zen. Probably one of the... I really like Super Omen, so I'm not gonna finish that sentence. This is Zen, the least played map, I believe, from the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice that just took place last weekend. Not a lot of people are fans of this map for about a million reasons, but as Lady Gaga said, I've given you a million reasons, and Blizzard still wants to keep it in the pool. So we are still going to have this one next season, but expect to see it continually be vetoed. I am surprised that we're having it here. Most people veto it because, you know, usually have Zergs in every single stage of every tournament. So very, very good map for Zerg. But I guess for TVP, it can be okay-ish. I don't like playing versus Protoss on this map because it's impossible to really get to this area if you're being like pressured with Blink Stalkers. But then they can also blink up here, and then you've got no ramp over to your natural. I don't know. I find this map really hard to defend any sort of 2-base attack or pressure on. And, you know, you can do stuff like put this gateway right here. Boom. It's very, very hard to scout and get up. Players end up building a lot of wall type stuff over here on the southeast side, but I digress. Let's see what happens. Future had the SCV tag the probe one more time. Reaper is now making its way across the map, and he is expanding. But a pretty quick shield battery for Disc, and I wonder if he saw something that made him nervous. Not 100% sure. Did he know? It's a concussive shell Marauder follow-up. But why did he build a battery in his main? He's just not lose anything to the Reaper, I guess. Oh, yeah, because he wants to just send the Stalker straight across the map. Oh, well, he still lost a probe, and he could sit there and poke. I love this. He's waiting to try and shoot any probes that go down there. But this Stalker is going to be able to delay the base a little bit, but there's a Marauder out here now. Concussive shell is not yet done. So this Stalker's like, I just want to get the SCVs, get out of dodge, but... Oh, good micro! Uses the bunker to move the Marauder forward and back into range. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to give you... there's half the air horn, sorry. I have my sound effects muted during the games usually for, you know, viewer sanity's sake. But the Reaper's got 3 probe kills now. Nani! And Disc. Oh, man. Well, that fell flat on its face fast. And look how quickly he moved the barracks off that tech lab. Is he going to go into like a... Is he going to build a reactor with it? Starting stim this early won't really do anything for you between you and me, audience. It can be nice. I mean, it is going to be a blink opener, so Disc will have plenty of opportunities to do that bullying that I was talking about on this map. But he's actually going to go for a Cyclone to start. Now, I'm imagining that that's because of the Stargate opener that we saw in game number 1, right? Because I really can't imagine any other reason that you would want to go for this at the beginning of the match. Then again, it's possible that, you know, Future is going like Doctor Strange level of predicting, you know, X number of million possible outcomes, and this is the one where he thinks he'll have the greatest chance at success. It's a bit unfortunate, though. Cyclones, as far as openings go, are about the worst option in Terran vs. Protoss if they go for a blink start. Cyclones can be good if you know your opponent likes Stargate, which I think we've, you know, I feel like I've tried to... Are you okay there, bud? I feel like I've tried to hammer this in. Disc does like Stargate openers, so I don't hate the Cyclone, but it is unfortunate because he's gone for very quick blink. And as soon as the Protoss player sees your Cyclone, they blink on it and it dies because it has like 100 health, basically. So Stalkers make mincemeat of it. Future is setting himself up, though. He's got that bunker tied up next to the command center. So not walling here makes it a little bit easier to defend if he tries to blink across this gap, etc., etc. And even getting one missile turret just in case to watch both entrances. Going to send out a Marine and try and see what is out there to be seen. So Disc's going to move out the Stalkers now that he has finished Blink. He's got 7 of them on the map with an observer on the way. Now, he didn't open with a sentry, so there's no hallucinated Phoenix to like try and scout with. So basically what he's going to do, probably kill this Marine and then just poke this bunker and blink away and just kind of eat damage. Since Stim is not yet ready and there's really not a lot of units, he can't really leave the bunker. I don't know how I feel about trying to get the SCVs there. I think you could pretty easily just poke this bunker and then blink back as you lose shields. You can force the Terran player to pull off SCVs to repair this. I'll be honest, a lot of Terrans in situations like this get caught off guard by plays like that. But now with a few more Marauders and Marines finishing, it gets a little bit tougher. He's going to come up and poke this ramp. He's like, oh, take a shot over there. Boom, boom, blink back. Don't think you need to blink all of them, but it's all good. At the end of the day, it's much more important to not lose Stalkers than it is for the Stalkers to kill anything. And I do sincerely believe that. 2 medevacs are about to finish, though. And Future's got himself a pretty decent army. He's got a lot of Marauders because of the way that he opened up. And, oh, sorry. He doesn't have the vision, actually, across the gap to blink across it. So he loses one Stalker and takes quite a bit of damage on the other one. Almost 3 health. One more hit would have killed it. Yeah, he's going to bring this observer over here. And he has a pretty good idea of where everything is. Sees where the medevacs are headed. He's going for double forge and a Colossus. So he's not going to have that +1 attack as early as like last game that we were talking about. But he will have charge, which is very nice considering that Future basically suffocated him to death with that tank push. Siege tanks can't go down this choke point, tragically. This is another reason why people don't like this map versus Zerg. Almost every Zerg unit can fit through that. All the medium and small ones, but a lot of Terran and Protoss stuff don't play very well with this very small choke. But we don't have a Zerg in this game, do we? I am concerned. That Colossus is terrifying. He could try to push him here. He could. He could also die. Did he see that there's 2 shield batteries? No, he didn't. See, that's terrifying because the 2 shield batteries, I think, make this a no-go. Yeah, no. He's not going to chance that. So he's bouncing. He's going to and fro. It's very hard to get into a good position, though, on a toss here. Because it takes such a long time to walk up to the west side of the main base. Like, if you wanted to go here, it just takes a while. So, the most he can really do is kill this gateway, which he's pretty much guaranteed to do. It's very easy. Protoss can't maneuver there either. Cybernetics Core being in range of the siege tank, that actually is enough to force Disc to attack him. You do not want to lose that. I would be pretty surprised if he just built another Cyber Core and let that die. Okay, he's going to push down now. There's some force fields. They actually don't really help, right? This is a choke point. Those charge lots, not very good in that scenario. And he's continuing to blast away at the Cyber Core. And now another tank, more Vikings, or excuse me, the first Vikings show up. And this is becoming really tricky. Yeah, he starts another Cybernetics Core. You can see he lost a pretty good amount of stuff trying to defend that. Now he's going to unsiege this here. And he's going to try and catch him. He's going to try and choke him off at the break over towards this expansion. 1 tank, 2 tank, 3 tank, 4, 5 tank, 6 tank, 7 tank. Oh! We got 3 shield batteries at this third base. He's got 4 Vikings, but 3 Colossi is still a lot. However, he could kind of pinch him off here, right? This is where the tank zone is. The tank lines are right here. So anything that tries to go back over towards that base, he might be forced to push down this ramp. He's going to need more charge lots. Anything that goes here is fair game for those tanks. Yeah, see, look, he's already getting more hits. That Colossus getting hit by the tank as well. And now without the shield batteries in the natural, that's a pretty easy kill on that Colossus. Oh, it's got 2 health. It's got 2 health. Boom, boom. Okay. So he knocks that one down. He can send the rest over to the third base is the crazy thing. Yeah, I would send this medevac drop right here and force him to go through the kill box again if he can. He did rebuild one of those Colossi. He's got his 2-2 upgrades coming in. But hey, somehow Future during all of this took a third base and got an armory. So he's actually going for 2-2 as well. And we all know Protoss upgrades are cheaper and research faster. But at the very least, if Disc, with those upgrades, is able to push him off, Future is still going to have an opportunity to get something done here. But breaking these types of sieges, so hard, so difficult. I do think that the charge zealots are the answer. Like, at some point, he's just going to move the charge lots through the tanks, right? Yeah, here we go. So a good few hits by the tanks, but they don't really do a whole lot in this situation. I want to pull the Marines back. The Vikings get the Colossus, though. And that just might be it for Disc. He's got a lot of money. He's floating not enough gateways to spend it all. GG is called. Future takes the series 2-0.